Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I'm down here where the iron ends, and we have this area right here, which is all of our copper that's going to be coming down. And we're also going to have the plastic and the stone, possibly the coal, rocket fuel, all that stuff over there is going to be heading down this way as well. And I don't typically do like a bus sort of thing, big giant main bus sort of thing for a belt. Well, I've never done a belt-based factory. This is kind of my first belt-based megabase sort of attempt. It wasn't practical to do before, and I think it kind of is now. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going with that. So I'm thinking about making a bus, as it were. The problem is we don't want a full bus of, like, you know, how many lines of iron do we have here? We have not 87, just 29. We don't want just like a 29 line of iron coming down, because the thing is we're going to be shaving off these lines pretty quickly as they go down. So what I'm thinking about doing is setting up a bus that just has a set number of like iron lanes and copper lanes and steel lanes and plastic lanes and all that stuff. And then running some excess lines out the side here of copper and iron at least. And then as these main bus lanes, gosh, rocks, all these rocks. I saw somebody on Reddit the other day was asking about a way to clear out all the rocks from an alien biomes map. I can see where they're coming from. Boy, somebody talked about, you know, clearing out the biters, and aren't we glad we did that? Yes, yes. Would I have liked to have cleaned out the rocks too? Oh yeah, that would have been fantastic. But yeah, we'll sit here and think about this for a second, and whenever I come back, we'll start working on our quote-unquote main bus. You know, the reason that I put this building train right here at the oil is to have something close, where we give us close to where all the action is going on. The problem we have, and the problem we're going to continually run into, I think, is all these builds are so big that I'm not sure that we're saving a lot of time going from here to here, rather than to just running from here to here. So we might want to think about getting a train station maybe down here for working when we get to working seriously on some of this stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to call this train in because I have accumulated a lot of garbage, and I don't think that is going to stop anytime soon because we're going to be doing a lot of clearing down here. Let's call you out. Let's go ahead and call the main building train in, because we're probably going to need a resupply here. Someone had asked, and I think if I understood correctly, what they were asking is we have all these lines, and there's some landfill right there. Grab that. We have all these lines that are coming down to nothing. We have the same thing with the iron, and it probably needs to be balanced out a little bit better, I will admit, and we may look into that in the future. But these lines down here are coming from the miners that we have set up, and these aren't going to last forever, whereas what's coming from the train should last a little bit longer. So my thought is that as these lines just get more and more pitiful, we move in some of these train lines and to fill up the gaps. So that's why those aren't connected. I probably could do that a little differently, at least a little bit better, but we're not there yet. That may be something. Oh, you're missing your modules. Is it just you? All right, remember that is there. Fix that one beacon. No problem at all. I'll remember exactly what that is. How does this go away? There we go. All right, so I'm doing a little bit of looky on the numbers. What we're going to need at the end of the day is basically half a belt of all the sciences. So technically, that could work. I'm not too excited about doing that, though. I'm thinking about doing a dedicated line for each science. And if that's going to be our line that we continue down, and I think we probably should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I want to leave that as a science bus. Actually, let's do it this way. We'll have 6 spots open. That will be our science bus. Do we need a collision bus or anything like that here? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, so that will be just a space. This will be science. And then what I think I want to do is I want to do 8 lines of iron coming in right here. Why 8? Because 8 is as wide as we can get and still do an underground. 9 will not work. And I think I'd mentioned it before. We could take all this down into one big glob. The problem with that is that these lines are going to constantly be emptying out. And as they empty out, you know, I don't want to have to run copper way over here and run it all the way. We might as well just do iron here, 8 lines of copper here, and then we can just feed these middle lines with copper coming from over here as it is filling up. That's the idea. We'll see if that works out. Let's see. We're going to need, I think for like steel, we can go ahead and fill that up. That's going to be 5 lines, and we can go less. I don't have any problem going less. It's just we don't want to go more. So there's our 5 lines of steel. And actually, we may put 2 more on there. That would be steel and stone. We needed 2 lines for that. And what was this guy again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, and we can combine rocket fuel with that. 7, 8. All right, so what are we missing there? We've got iron, we've got science, we've got steel accounted for there, we've got copper accounted for there. We have plastic is accounted for, rocket fuel is accounted for, stone is accounted for. The only thing not accounted for is potentially coal. And I think we're going to need 2 belts of that. What is this? Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Let's go ahead and take that out. 8. 8. Actually, you know what? We could just select all these. That's 16, so that's right. And then if we decide to do coal, we'll just put an extra belt. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just reserve an extra 6 spots right there, just for who knows whatever's going to happen in the future. And then our additional iron and copper lines can come in right here. And just start going that way in like groups of 8. And let's take this down a little bit just to have a little bit of room to work the belts around. And then we'll make this go. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need is iron coming right here. Let's go and take all those out. And let's take this back as far as it needs to be. And let's take you across, starting right here. Now let's not go yet. Just get you over to where we think you probably need to go. Yeah, that's gonna have to go down further in order to run it logistically here. Okay, because you guys are just going to have to do the big turn like right here. So 1, 2. 3, 4. How many do we need? 15. 15 that way. You are 15. No, you're not. You're actually less than that. You need to push all this over to the left because this right here is not going to be a full line coming out. So let's push all that this way so we know that we have belts at least coming out. So that's going to need to come down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That many. It's going to come down, so the rest of you need to come over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that right? Then 8 more. Okay, you guys are going to go off there. You guys are going to come off there. Then we have 5 more. Three, 4, 5. All right, and there's our 8 coming out. How do we get these guys attached over on that side? That is a question. Well, if we've got 8 lines coming down here, they need to come down and eventually curve their way over to this side. So if we put in 1, 2 spaces there, take that down. That'll look like that. And there's no way to get those guys across. We can get across there, but we can't right there. I guess what we need to do is take this down. I can't cross there because it's not good. We can do 1, 2 lines there. Take all that out. Put another one there. Take you guys down and then paste this monstrosity right there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be 6, 7, 8. And that actually works out in the end. And we need to get those two hooked up at some point. All right, so that was iron, copper, steel maybe was here. How many lines do we need? We needed 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we took this down to and then join them up here, that would be our 5 lines, and then we just have it to where it pushes out over to the side, and I think that will work. Not going to be the prettiest thing going on up here, but it will be functional. Then we need to take this full line marker we have and maybe move it down to here because we need to not be distracted by this because we're going to have several lines of copper coming in right here to tie into that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that would most likely come in right here. All right, so there would be our iron lines, there would be our copper lines. We start out with steel right here and get whatever else needs to come in right there. Yeah, that would come down like that. Then we can pull out the splitters and do a left side push. Just like that. Condensing those 6 into 5 or 4.7-ish. Copper come in there. And all this iron. All of this iron. Let's see, if we just take all of that and put it down here. Ooh, we got a little bit of a problem there, don't we, in that. We don't have the 2 spaces in between those. That's actually going to be fairly important for what we're going to be doing with the copper right here. Oh, wow. Could I have messed that up worse? I mean, I could have, but... Oh, that's why. Okay, so you'll be good there. You'll be good there. Oh, no, actually you won't be. That out. Do that. Do that. And there is our copper line coming in right here. So there will be 8 lines coming in and going down like that. Then 8 lines, then 8 lines, then 8 lines, and then whatever excess we have. I have a feeling it's not going to be a friendly, nice round number. Might as well just take this on up a ways. And this is probably where I need to start doing that, all those curve blueprints I was talking about, because this is going to get old really quick. Although I'm not too bad at it. I'm getting better. Keyboard shortcuts for the blueprint commands do help out a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't suppose that's going to be right. Nope. But it'll give us a layout for the layout. Try to get a spot here that doesn't move us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That completes that line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one, that one. Eight, 8, 8, and 1. which makes sense, really, in hindsight, with the way that we've got everything set up so far. These guys are going to come down, and then actually, we probably want to move them over. Starting like right there. And I'm out of belt. All right, but boy, what a mess. What an absolute mess. But I think we've got where we can get our steel, our iron. We're going to get plastic stuff in here somehow. I'm sure there'll be some space where we can squeeze it in. And actually, I think, now that I'm looking at this, I think this is our complete bus right here, and that stops. This was the space we were going to put in, just to have a spacer, and the iron needs to actually start right here. Maybe. I don't remember. Well, I'm going to look at this a little bit and just make sure everything is looking okay. We need to get back up here and resupply everything. And I will see you in the next episode where hopefully we'll have it figured out and we'll have something that will work. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. Have a good one.